Reeve back into the team with the late withdrawal of Joel Selwood, Cam Mooney and Tom Lonergan. Cats also without Matty Scarlett tonight. Ball up. Start the second term. And on cue, Paul Chapman gets the clearance. In right, Corey. Had a runner out wide, sends it long instead. Stevie Johnson, front spot. Broughton got a fist on it. Subin back of the pack. Out of play is a win for both, essentially. Ball in.
Broughton's gone to Stevie Johnson now when he goes deep. Crowley's gone to Corey, who was probably the dominant Geelong midfielder in the first quarter.
Sandlands just flat hands it down. Pavlich, another possession. Fife, little wide. Hill tries to peel onto this, gets a shepherd from Johnson, and he can go. Can have another one if he wants. Use some toe. He's being chased by Harry Taylor, who's making some ground. Short pass, Bradley, superb. One thing to have a bounce down the wing. It's another thing to complete it with a nice pass.
And the perfect kick after a long run. Sometimes you get caught up in the momentum and get caught up in the emotion of running down the wing with no one in front of you. But the fatigue does set in, and it was a great little chip to Bradley in the end.
Operating at 100% at the moment, Kepler Bradley. 2 kicks, 2 goals.
First two have been a little closer than this. From the paint, between the 5 and the 0. Got some toe on it, but it was across the face. Barely a spare seat in the house. Patersons Stadium.
Look at the zone of Fremantle. They're really pushing up. Geelong are actually leaving Ottens and Johnson nearly on the 50-metre line, so they can try and get the ball over the top.
Josh Hunt told to get on with it.
16-man zone.
Pressure on the kick, and he hasn't marked that.
I reckon if he put his hands up and touched it at its highest point, he might have got it before the line, Harry Taylor, but he opted to go the chest mark over the top.
Adam McPhee playing his 50th game for Fremantle tonight. Played 25 for them the first time around. And another 25 the second time. And he goes to the big man, Sandlands. Taylor Hunt. Enright. Duncan.
Well, it's called play on. He had to switch it up because there was nothing down the line.
Hunt's got Mackie, and Mackie has Taylor if he gets up. McPhee comes at him. Tries to knock it to Taylor. And that's a good tie-up. Well played, McPhee. Oh, gee. Who's that against?
You've got to get rid of it.
Okay, there's your explanation. Hope you heard that at home. Harry Taylor drives it long past Podsiadly. McFarlane gets there first. Little fumble. Make that a big fumble. And now in trouble. Push Stokes away. Grover toward McPhee. Jumps, can't mark. Mackie. Hawkins. Corey. Grover got a good fist on it. Nothing but Sharon there with the punch. Good fist. Ling. From Kelly. Kelly had his jumper pulled.
Didn't have the football. Hold there, play on now.
Dangerous. Picked up well though, Taylor Hunt. Spears that. He is a genuine. He is one of the best kicks I've ever seen. Inside 50 from Chapman. Stevie J. A good kick when it gets a chance to have a shot at goal. Bends that around. Hits the post.
You just kind of get the feeling that he's not going to square it up, don't you? Stevie Johnson in that situation. It's time for the magic trick to come out.
Duffield entrusted with the kick in. Game on a nice edge at the moment. Crowd have gone from roars to dead silence on occasions already. Grover wide. Mundy holds it up. 34-29, inboard. Broughton. Just pokes it to Hill, who can get and go. Realises that now, that's way too wide. And that's the difference between a good kick and a bad kick.
I thought he might have taken Tom Hawkins on. Hawkins been working up the middle of the ground, doing a lot of work. I just thought Hill could back himself and perhaps take him on, and that really would have broken the lines.
Chapman. Mundy.
They blocked this off pretty well too. That's got to be a very good kick.
Mundy forced him to go back. Guthrie.
Now they're on.
So, Corey Enright. He sits on him a little. Main tries to shut him down. Does a good job. some space inboard. They want to use the centre square, and they do. They like to. Ling into the space, gathers. Joel Corey on his own. Stevie Johnson, the target. Bang.
That is a sensational passage of play.
Yep.
Just the way they worked that back into the middle of the ground, and then the quick hand pass from Ling that released Corey. What a beautiful pass to Steve Johnson.
And he spears that to Varco, who for some reason was all on his own.
That's poor. And a couple of the Fremantle defenders just looking at each other saying, who's responsible for that?
He did it well, Varco. He just floated, nearly walked into that position then. But you take it back a bit further, Jace, and it's kicking back on the 45. That's what breaks up play through the zone.
Missed the first 5 games last year with a broken thumb. Had a better pre-season and a better start to the year this year. Travis Varco.
Once again, it was careful use of the footy and not rushing themselves, coming off half-back. They identified Corey Enright on the outside, on the far half-back flank, and he brought it back to the middle now. Didn't hit the target, but they had a couple of players there in Ling and Hawkins. Hawkins shepherded, Ling got the ball. Beautiful hand pass released Joel Corey, and you couldn't ask for a better kick as a forward. Going to the fat side into space, did not have to break stride. And then a great square up, and that's just great vision from Steve Johnson.
Well, maybe Stevie J's teammates were into him after the banana from the boundary before.
Well, they're the ones you should pass when you're on the boundary line.
Yeah.
And that one, you know, he's well within his rights to have a set shot.
Wobbly bounce, just stays inside the circle for the umpire to say play on. Corey kicks smothered. Mundy shoots it out back to Corey. Little fumble. Subin takes advantage of that fumble. Hill. Taylor Hunt right with him. Hill taps it inside 50. Walters. Enright. Hill. Boundary umpire. Crowd voicing their disapproval.
Taylor Hunt's going to have his work cut out for him tonight. He started on Pavlich. It's been moved off him. Ling's gone to Pavlich now, and now he's going to have to run up and down that wing chasing Hill tonight.
Sandlands with the reach, but knocks it straight down to Guthrie. And the 29 gets another clearance for Geelong. Wide to Bartel from Varco.
Back in the middle again. They've got numbers.
And Guthrie, they're all getting a touch. Kelly, Chapman, short to half forward. Mitch Duncan, and he's got Varco.
Again, that's a dreadful kick.
Terrible kick. It sits, waits, and Varco looks up in anguish and realises that his teammate realises.
Yep.
Just a one-step kick. Someone like Stevie J, he gets away with that. But young players, they just need to get a bit of momentum through their kick so they hit the target.
Broughton feeds it back. McPhee. Mundy made him reach for it, made him fumble. Bartel gives it up. Stevie J, well, went for it off the deck. Might still get a chance here. Bounces back to him, snaps around his body, and he misses.
That is really lackadaisical from the Cats. They had numbers. It wasn't a great hand pass, the first one to Stevie Johnson, but then for some reason he tried to kick it out of the air. That one there wasn't a great hand pass. That wasn't the right option either. He got a second attempt. Gee, they've shot themselves in the foot there, the Cats.
Menzel had a bit of a chat to him too. He was the one free back towards the corridor.
As I said in the intro, he's never demolished a team here in a game against Fremantle. Stevie Johnson. He's had a lot of it early in this game and could have done more with it. Van Berlo takes the mark, but it was out on the full. Hawkins. Fremantle getting players back now, trying to fill the holes. Sends it wide. Once again, goes for Menzel. Good pluck.
What about the hands? Brilliant. And there was a little bit of body work applied early too, just to give himself the opportunity to get to the ball like that, because he was side by side with his opponent. And Daniel Menzel just used his hips well and then showed a great clean pair of hands to take a strong mark.
So he'll have a goal from the pocket that he said Stevie Johnson shouldn't have a go from. And that's why he had a go.
Done it well.
Splits the middle.
Well, he was able to set one up earlier in the night with a left foot kick back in, and his skills have been quite good. And like you said, Jace, that was a fantastic mark, and we'll see it here on the replay. Puts a bit of body in front, gets that pressure, and clean hands there. Fantastic grab, and had the composure to go back. and kick a tight goal. Yeah, super grab.
A pick 17, Daniel Menzel. Geelong doesn't get many early picks these days because they never bottom out, but he's from a club with a big winning culture, Central Districts in South Australia, and he looks the goods. That's a little too high on Monday from Corey.
Set up now. Back behind your mark, thank you.
And he plays on. And inside 50, Crowley, it was too easy for him. Pavlich throws that back. The crowd stunned. We're all stunned that he dropped that. Chapman shoots it back. Mackey, what a let-off. Thumps a wide ball. It's a 2-on-1, and the one wins it.
There's a poor kick from Mackey. It wasn't the target he was looking for either.
Just outside 50 lower.
Great mark from a Freo perspective because they had 2-on-1, the Cats.
20 games for Port Adelaide. Nick Lower, two footballing brothers. Runner-up in the Magarey medal last year playing for Norwood. That's why he got his second chance. And from the 50. Way wide.
Once again, though, it's consistent with the pattern of play for Geelong, and you can see under Chris Scott they love to change direction deep down back and then try and work it back into the middle of the ground before they go forward, and that opens up your options.
Mackey in the Menzel direction. He'll have to go. Oh, he went early. Fife. Too good. No need to give a free there. No one's on the mark. Could have run. And sits it up in hope. Big flies and Main stayed down and he dropped the mark. Not sure he was expecting it. Mackey, he's on the bottom of it all. Umpire looks up and says it comes out. Play it on. Walters, snap from the pocket. Got a bit of drift on it. And the crowd went up, but it was a behind. Parallax error working against them there.
Well, it was a big leap from Daniel Menzel, but to no avail. Never got near the pill.
Harry Taylor called to play on. Bounce pass, and it comes off. Corey thought about a 1-2. Gives it to Milburn instead, and Menzel. Hands are good.
Good courage, too, to go back with the ball.
Back in the corridor.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, they love to do it. They leave the corridor free and then run into it with Chinsky, Ling.
Got Chapman here in the middle.
Chapman. And now Varco, who can go all the way. Kelly's in the goal square. Goes to Stevie J. Precision pass.
Yeah, the use of their footy going into the attacking 50's been good.
Varco back again. Van Berlo gets back. Varco knocks it down and goals. Wasn't quite copybook, but the result's there.
But the way Travis Varco ran on after being involved up around the wing. He started on the wing. He got the ball between wing and half forward, delivered it, and then kept running. There he is, running onto the hand pass from Chapman. A beautiful pass to Steve Johnson. Just sometimes overdoes it, Steve Johnson. Actually gave away the opportunity, but Travis Varco good enough to make something of it. Got a pretty kind bounce after flying for the mark. But he's been good, Varco.
The one thing we didn't get to see all of in that vision was Stevie Johnson's work rate.
Yeah.
He started up around the middle of the ground, and that's what all good forwards do. He got in behind and was able to create a nice lead for Varco.
Biggest lead the Cats have had right now. Again, stunned silence at Patersons Stadium. Dockers fought back late in the opening term. They need to fight back here. De Boer, Chip, Walters can go back and have the shot. He plays on, left foot, goes long, nails it.
That's their first goal of the second quarter, much needed because it had been all Geelong, and geez, an exciting player. Not 100% sure why he played on. Maybe he just feels comfortable that way. Gave it a fair roost when he did too, and immediately acknowledged the pass from the teammate that set it up. Just see here, he takes off, kicks it off a couple of steps. There's plenty on it. And he does like a little celebration. I think he's going to be an entertaining player.
It's a sit down for his trouble next to the Pav. And they get some momentum back. Sandlands. It's his own clearance. Bounces it inside 50. McPhee just caught behind in right. He slaps it, but to Johnson. Pokes it inside 50. Bradley. Arm half held. Milburn gets back. Shrugs a tackle with ease. Ling. Stokes. Hunt. Stokes. And off hands. Ricochet. Hunt goes back in. Turns it over. Crowley. Caught in the tackle. Got the numbers. Mundy had more time.
He did. He could have straightened and kicked an easy goal.
Or given an easy handball off to Bradley to run into an open goal.
Milburn, short. Varco in front of Hill.
Gee, it's a risky kick, but it was a good one.
Yep. Well, they back their skills in. Menzel.
Just tried to block up the middle now, Freo. They got some numbers in the corridor which stops them bringing it back in, although Ling still wants it there. He could have got it too. Drives it down the line. Chapman gets a fly. Hawkins dragged down, and Hawkins or Bartel think it's theirs. No one's going near Travis Varco. They're running around on his own. They'll still square it up. You've got Varco, you've got Stokes. The Hawkins ball, that was what it was for. Varco drives it inside 50. Johnson had a big piece of it. Duncan to his own advantage, just keeps it alive. Almost stolen to Boer. Still alive. Duncan off the deck. That'll do. It did hit the line. So a ball in. Perfect for the Cats. Nearly took a one-handed screamer there, Stevie Johnson.
He did. Already got his third opponent too. Grover's gone to him now. So it just goes to show the dominance that he is displaying tonight.
Back into play. Sandlands held.
And in Sandlands, you hold on to his jumper. You got him by the back. Held his jumper.
Unfamiliar territory for Brad Ottens. He's not used to playing in the opening rounds of a season. Or playing on bigger blokes than him. That's a good point. Yeah, very good point. He couldn't quite work out the free kick either. But the Cats will be happy that he is available early this year. Sandlands coming off a 41 hit-out game last week. Got hold of who then? And once again, Sandlands tried to throw Hawkins out of the way, but Baczynski, Corey, good tackle. Ballantyne wasn't in the back. McPhee tries to break free. Ball still in there. Enright got a toe on the ball. Can't really count it as a kick. Got it again. Can't really count that as a handball either. Just scrambled out by Lower. Play on. Oh, Stokes
great work.
Mesmerised everyone.
And vision.
Mackey.
Varco again.
And he doesn't get it.
Gee, a couple of his kicks have been poor, Andrew Mackey. That's about 3 in a row for him that have missed the target. I'm not quite sure at the moment who's on Travis Varco, but they'd want to get somewhere near him. He's everywhere. Robertson to Duffield, straight down the middle. Mundy. Good quality game this. Hill. He's got Fife out wide. He ignores him. Wants to come wider if he wants Johnson. He sits it up on Johnson. He can't get there. Good mark. De Boer back with the flight. He's good on the right peg, Stephen Hill. Here he goes. He's on the left. Distance wasn't a worry. Ling almost stepped on the line there when he kicked in. Crowd knew it. Varco, clever grab, clever kick. Covering some ground, Travis Varco. I've been super impressed with his game, and here they come back into the middle. And a free for holding. Oh, boy. Bradley's ball. That's a big reversal and dangerous. They've got numbers forward, Freo. They haven't recovered well, Geelong. Bradley takes some time. And again, just sits it up. Sandlands isn't there. Pavlich is. And Pavlich almost. And he gets one for too high. Well, Harry Taylor should have either rushed it through or taken the mark, but somehow, a metre out, he kept the ball in play.
Back there, right on the tightest angle there, Matty.
Number 29, the 29-year-old. In his record-breaking game. 50. Oh, this is woeful. From the goal line. And that's from the skipper.
There it is.
They've just made a certain goal out of nothing.
And to see Pav then just trying to settle Ballantyne down. Don't give it up on me.
Yeah, he kicked it quickly before it got turned over again. And the Dockers back again late in the term.
I'll tell you what, plenty going on between Ballantyne and Chapman on his way to the bench too. Neither are... Oh, there's a kick of the mouth guard. And I'll tell you what, Paul Chapman happy to go on with it. If I was Hayden Ballantyne, I'd get to the bench personally. Sometimes you can bite off more than you can chew. But the home crowd loves it.
That's right, and I was about to say, the energy's back in the crowd.
Yeah.
And that's what was lacking in the first part of this quarter.
Well, again, see Pavlich caught a little high here.
Just
lucky.
Stumbled
which,
over it.
Oh, Cameron Ling, that's the punch.
Yeah, it was retaliation.
Okay.
And it was silly. Lingy should know better.
And Hayden Ballantyne can antagonise. He was chastised for pinching Gary Ablett in the game they played here last year, round 3. Pulled Harry O'Brien's hair. He's done it a few times. Long bomb wide, and that's out of play on the full.
Yeah.
So he's got form, Ballantyne, but so's Cameron Ling. And he might have an appointment this week. Drives it wide, in right.
I reckon he fumbled that over the boundary line.
As long as you maintain touch on the ball, though, they can't say that it's not a mark, can they?
I think if the ball's still moving, it's out of bounds.
What if it's spinning on the palm of your hand, Johnson?
How many players spin it on the palm of their hand?
Well, you used to. Roll it around like a globetrotter.
No, I don't.
Here's the
Just have a
punch
look
again.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, just a little.
There's nothing in that,
So you think-
seriously. But it was silly to do it.
Right. So you either fine, as we see Kelly shoot at goal, you either fine or give Cameron Ling points for the punch, or you give a yellow card to Ballantyne for acting.
Oh, look, I don't think the act was there. Lingy
Should have ignored it.
Got to ignore that and get on with the game. You just put yourself in that awkward position of the match review panel having a tiny look at it.
And every away game at night Geelong play, they have a big crowd in his nightclub down on the waterfront. Thousands will be watching in Lingy's pub right now, and cheerio to you all as he gets a possession. Shoots it back. Hunt sends it wide. Corey drives it inside 50 again. Almost the mark. Spilt by Guthrie.
Oh, great pressure.
Duffield back. Broughton. A wobbler. Did it catch a fingernail? It didn't. It's a mark to McPhee. Played 23 minutes. An intoxicating second term it's been. Heard the umpire yell touched. Still found a target Mundy. He goes low, mained. Can't mark. Kelly. Hawkins backwards to go forwards. Taylor. Chapman. Oh, bang! That was high. Luckily he's tough.
He won't bother Chappie at all.
No, not one bit.
Just took the sweat from the brow. Stokes. Ballantyne. Got 2 to beat here, Ballantyne. Can't beat Enright. Milburn wants to come inboard as they so often do. Spent that before he earned it. Josh Hunt. Enright. Stokes. Short. Mackie. Not the delivery man you want. Chapman gives it up. Kelly. No one to go to. Chapman. Kelly trying to create a loose man. Ling with 2 to beat. Had to go. Arm drag free. Can you believe it? The crowd can't.
He needed the mark on the free kick, Ling, or it was 1 against 3 and they would have been away, the Doggers.
Caught to play on. Sits it up for Podsiadly. He's down there with McFarlane's. Fist wins. Thumps it central though. Oh! Sandilands, Steve Johnson, and they both bounced up. Fantastic to see. The crowd out of their seats. May gives it up. Hill, they need a goal. The crowd. Hill goes long. Goal square, and they need it from Ballantyne. That's what they want. And dragged through by Enright. Equal to the occasion.
Great play, Corey Enright. But I want to see that hit again. When you've got a bloke that size and that weight, courage from Steve Johnson. And did he go down quick? How good to bounce up. 50-metre penalty.
50. Got the goosebumps then, Jace.
Didn't that get everyone going? That was huge.
Don't we love it?
Did not waver in his line on the ball, Steve Johnson.
Attack.
1 iota. Brilliant stuff.
Bartel.
And it's a bump you can't win either.
No.
Well, at least you know you can't go high with Sandilands. Hunt.
Gee, they're opening up the centre square at every opportunity. They've really exploited it.
Mackie. Bartel.
Sure why they're doing this, just trying to play a little bit of tempo footy.
Jason, the runners run out and just told them there's 3 minutes to go and just maintain possession of the game.
That's a long time to do that for, though, Jacko. 3.5 minutes is a hell of a long time.
It certainly is, but Geelong have just controlled the tempo. They can sense Fremantle want to get a couple of goals before half-time.
Yeah, I just reckon they had the ball in a good spot in the centre square, and that's where they've created their good scoring opportunities from.
Fremantle's kicked the last 2 goals of this game. And Stevie J is okay, which is good news. He's up and fine.
Could have easily had 4 or 5 cracked ribs after that.
Kelly can't take the mark. Kept his feet, got Duffield a little high. Umpire didn't think so.
He did now. Yeah. And see, there's the wasted opportunity of maintaining possession. Probably cost you a goal.
And advantage paid. Ballantyne. The crowd have been roaring for this. He needs to deliver. There it is.
Well, that's where it boggles the mind, John. I just don't understand that. OK, you get the call to maintain possession. Well, then you have to maintain possession. You don't do it for some of the time and then go back to playing normal.
No, that's right. And what it was Harry Taylor who got the free ball. Just need to do a little chip over the top. They would have maintained possession. He handballs it, missed the target, play on. And this is what normally happens in footy. The ball goes down the other end, the opposition score.
Gee, I thought he would have run right in, Ballantyne, but he just took the kick.
Cameron Guthrie with the job at the moment. 2.5 minutes from half-time. 2 contenders, head-to-head, Fremantle and Geelong. It was Geelong that knocked Fremantle out of last year's finals in a semi-final, and they smashed them. Duffield gets it from Sandlands, pokes it to McPhee, knocked away by Milburn. Bartel, some poise, one-on-ones to go to, and Robertson at the reach.
See what they have done now. It's Freo's turn. Oh, this is a strange contest at times, isn't it? It's been thoroughly entertaining, and then both teams at different stages have done this, and you'd want to do it well, because if you make a mistake against either of these sides as opposition, they do punish it, and we just saw Geelong got punished, and now all of a sudden you get held up and you've got to kick to a contest.
Fremantle was 5 points down a minute from quarter time, and they just mopped the clock. They just took the time off the clock, and we're happy to go in 5 points down. Right now, they're 3 points down, and there's a minute and a half to travel. They look content.
But it is an absorbing contest. They kicked the first 3 goals of this quarter. The Cats opened up a break, but Freo have kicked the last 3.
Varco. Taylor Hunt, touch was the call. Had the strength in the core. Duncan to Varco, sends it toward Johnson. Knocks Broughton away.
Oh, boy, he was off to the races, Steve Johnson. And they very nearly got punished again. The Dockers, just like Geelong did. There's not much in that.
No.
There is really not much in that.
He didn't hit an arm, did he?
No.
Monday.
You can see what Steve Johnson was trying to do. He was trying to just worry his opponent out of it and just do enough without giving away the free kick, and I actually thought he did. Thought he'd done it well, but the umpire disagreed.
McFarlane. So still a long time. 1 minute. They'll just take that off the clock with possession footy. Pavlich didn't hold it long enough. Subin, and got a little ride there. Terrible from Mitch Duncan.
Yeah, it was a bit sloppy.
Down to 40 seconds. Yeah, just tangled. Broughton, Mundy. Takes us down to 25 seconds. Hugs the boundary. Didn't want to take the chance of going central. McPhee, was he tripped? Throws it out. Knocked away to Kepler-Bradley. Still a chance here. It's a play on advantage. 5. No, it's Geelong's ball. Clock stops. So Geelong get an opportunity to take a mark on 50 if they want to kick it forward. Corey. Seconds start ticking.
Big if, given what we've seen the last 2 or 3 minutes of play.
And he just pokes it wide. Half time. And in many respects, we're no closer to knowing the victor. Fantastic contest between the two that met in last year's semi, a meeting that saw the season end for the Dockers, and they've remembered it all summer. Geelong by 3 points, 8-6-54 to 7-9-51.